Okay, today we're gonna try to close out this insomnia-induced game that we started, like, several days ago, to the point where I don't 100% recall what was going on. Part of that is because some time has passed. Part of that is because I was half asleep when I was playing this. Let's see. What do we have in our inventory? Crown, the ring, the rune sword. Okay. I vaguely remember what was going on. There was something over here I wanted to do. Oh, I wanted to get this dragon. That's right. That's right, I was trying to get rid of the dragons up here in the corner before I went into the middle of the board. The ghoul was spending his time suffering, the wizard was cheating, and the elf has a thing for mules. That's right. I definitely remember the wizard cheating. Alright. Roll the die. Let's see where we go. Well, let's head down here and start things off right by introducing ourselves once again to the group. Exactly a point to this, being that I've got the rune sword. I won't kill him, but hopefully I'll gain a life. Excellent. Oh, still excellent. I don't know why I was scared of that reroll. It's the ghoul. He's not going to succeed in anything he tries. Point of life, and that ends our turn. I should go to the middle. I should try to win the game. Would much rather prefer to win the game with strength, but 11 craft is more than enough. I'm not worried about the elf being in the middle ring. He can't even begin to make a bid for the center. It's just not how it works. Where are you gonna go, ghoul? He's going to the graveyard. Get his fate back? Yep. Come on, 2. 2. It isn't 2. But we're gonna make our way down towards the cemetery ourselves. I want my fate to come back. Oh no, I lose my next turn. Oh well. I'm not gonna fate that roll. I know better. Yeah, I didn't think you wanted that. I kind of want the Talisman. If I were to roll another 1, I don't know that I'd complain. Although, I would need to drop something. And I can always just let someone else pick it up, and then cast Acquisition on it, in order to take it away. Well, the elf will definitely kill a wild boar. And he has left the middle ring. I didn't notice that. Yeah, the way the game works is that you need to reach the center space to win, but you can't just run there and hope that you get lucky dice rolls along the way. It's literally mathematically improbable and at points impossible. to advance unless you have high enough stats. I missed my turn. I'm lost in the woods. You can't pick that up, wizard. You're evil. The elf could pick it up, but I don't think he wants it. If he does want it, he's taking the long way around. Oh no, elf. You don't want to fight a dragon? You want to gain more gold. You have fate. You could have tried to fight that dragon. Ghoul. I don't know about you. 4. Well, we're gonna go hang out with the ghoul, but we're not gonna encounter him. And get our fate back. Ooh, I need to make a bit for the middle. Wizard has 9 craft, and he also picked up the gnome. The gnome is one of the best followers in the game. And it's because he makes it very easy for a player to use craft in order to reach the crown in the middle of the board. 9 craft and the gnome is probably enough to let the wizard win the game. And he has a talisman. Without a talisman, you can't advance past this penultimate space. So, what do I want to do? Does the wizard have... He has 1 spell. He has a talisman. I'm gonna roll the die first. A 6. I can reach the Portal of Power. I can reach that, then I can try to take his talisman. And if I can't... Let's just try to take his talisman now. Is it going to work? It's going to work. I have to give up an item. I'll give up the wand. Okay. Now, he needs to find another talent, and I'm hoping he's going to double back and try to reach them. Meanwhile, I'm going to go to the portal. First, I have to get past the sentinel. That's right. Which won't be a problem. Because I'm the citizen. And that's just kind of what I do. I walk past strength monsters. Okay. What happens here? I can actually afford that. I can't do it this turn. Don't think. Can I? I can. You know, I'm going to encounter this, and I'm going to gain a strength. I need to miss a turn, but I don't think it matters. Yep, Wizard is going back to try to get that Talisman. And the Mystic says you're already evil. Can't become more evil. What are you doing, Elf? He's going to take the helmet. He's going to the market. He's not buying anything from the market. That's a first. Ghoul is going to the shrine. Is he going to have good luck? When does the Ghoul ever have good luck? Oh dear. Ghoul, get out of my game. You're just a dead turn. Wizard is going up to get a spell. He can always try to take that Talisman away from me if he gets his own acquisition spell. In fact, if he gets his own acquisition spell, there's nothing I can do to stop him from taking it away. Much like he could not stop me from doing it to him. Okay, so the way that this works, first I roll the die. It doesn't matter what I roll, really, because when I move in through this door, I immediately stop on this space. Because once inside the center ring, you stop rolling the movement die, and you just advance one space at a time, either clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on where you've put your stats. In order to pass through the door, however, I have to either use magic to unseal it, or use strength to break it down. So, I choose which ability I'm going to use, and I roll 2 dice. If the total is equal to or less than my chosen ability, I may move to the inner ring. If it is higher, remain in this space, and lose 1 point from that ability. So, my craft is higher, I'm going to use craft. I have to roll an 11 or less on 2 dice. Which is not the most difficult thing in the world. I succeed, I enter. That's why the elf having a 5 strength and a 4 craft he's not likely to pass that. And even if he does, he is immediately faced with 2 more very similar challenges, except instead of 2 dice for these, we use 3. So even though you get into here, you're not guaranteed to continue to advance. He wants to teleport. He wants to teleport here. Yep. But I have a pretty solid head start on him. I should be able to beat him. And I have higher stats overall, so even if he does reach the crown when I'm there, I should be able to continue to fight him and win. Because if one character is on the crown and a second character arrives, they fight to the death. Cool. I don't know about you. Okay. So essentially, there's a strength path, and there is a craft. If I go to the mines, I roll 3 dice, I subtract my craft from the total, and I move directly to the space indicated. So I have to get that dice total down to 0. So I stay on this space for the turn and can move to the next space on my next turn. Crypt is the exact same, except it uses strength. Now, beyond that, the spaces differ. The Vampire's Tower, you simply roll a die and lose that many lives. If you have followers, you can shove them out in front of you and lose them instead of your lives, based on how many you give up. Over here, you have to go play Dice with Death, which is simply you roll 2 dice for yourself and 2 for him, and depending on the outcome, you either lose or win. If you lose, you have to play next turn again. If you win, you can continue on. Past the Vampire's Tower are the pits, where you fight the pit fiends. You roll 1 die, and you fight that many fiends, each with a strength of 4, 1 by 1, until you either lose a life or defeat them all. You may only move once they are all defeated. And if you take the death path, you fight the werewolf. You roll 2 dice for his strength, and then fight him. If you lose a life, and you fight the same werewolf again on your next turn. You cannot move until you defeated him. Both of those lead you to the Valley of Fire, which you must have a talisman in order to enter. If you don't have one, you must turn back. After that, well, we'll get there when we get there. For right now, do I have any followers? Well, I do have the Alchemist, and he hasn't been that much use this entire game. And my craft is higher, just barely. So I'm going to go to the mines. I have to roll 3 dice, and I want to roll 11 or lower, like over here. Well, I can re-roll a single die, so I'm going to re-roll that 6. And I succeed. I rolled a 7, my craft is 11, 11, yeah. I rolled a 7, my craft is 11, so if I pull 11 from my total, I hit 0. Technically I hit negatives, but the game doesn't account for that. So my turn simply ends, and I can move on my next turn. Now the wizard has the gnome. And the reason the gnome is so good is because when you reach the portal of power, instead of having to roll 2 dice for your craft, you only need to roll 1. And when you reach the mines, instead of rolling 3 dice for your craft, you only need to roll 2. So his 9 craft guarantees that he passes the portal, and almost guarantees that he'll get by the mines. Especially since he... Oh, I thought he had fate. Never mind. He's not as good off as I thought he was. Okay. I could move backwards if I really wanted to, but I don't. I'm going to continue to the Vampire's Tower. And I'm going to hope that I roll low here. If I roll high, I'm not going to fade it. Even though I could. I want to hold on to those. And I have a high enough life total that I should be okay. As long as I don't roll, like, a 5 or a 6. Well, there I went and jinxed it. So, I will lose 5 life. However, I do have a follower. I can sacrifice him to only lose 4. And I'm going to do that. We have the Alchemist. So I take 4 damage, or lose 4 lives. But I had a pretty padded out life total. Wait. Why did I only lose 2? Hold on. Roll 1 die to determine how many lives the vampire takes. I had 9. Oh, because I've been reading this wrong every game that I've played. Yeah, I rolled a 5, so I lose 3 lives. And I discarded a follower, so I only lost 2. For some reason, up until now, I've always read this as you roll 1 die, and that's the number of lives he takes. And this is the number of lives that you take off of that by sacrificing followers. It's actually much more simple than I thought it was. You can see that I don't take the craft vampire route all too often. I usually go up and play Dice with Death. Which is what I had planned to do here, until my craft got to an alarmingly high number. Ooh, the wizard actually can't pass the sentinel. He doesn't get to move into the middle ring. He's falling even further behind me. Now, the only thing that concerns me right now is this. This 8 right here is going to be exceedingly tedious when I try to win the game. Does he have any money? He doesn't, so that's a better start. If he had money, it would be even worse. So now, I move to the pits, and I fight the pit fiends. I roll a die. I have to fight 2 of them. However, they have a strength of 4. And they are monsters. So, this space doesn't really matter to me. I'll just automatically kill them. And move on. I wouldn't say it's a foregone conclusion that I'm going to win the game, but it's abundantly evident that I'm going to win the game. It's just a matter of how long is it going to take. If this was a game played with real people and not AI, it's entirely possible the ghoul would spout out, because there's no chance that he can catch up to me and even begin to make a bid to win the game. The wizard can, and the elf, if I have a run of very bad luck, once I reach the middle, the elf might survive long enough, but I wouldn't put money on it. Yeah, he has an auto-open option for the door, because he only rolls 1 die thanks to the gnome, and he would have to roll above a 9 on 1 6-sided die in order to fail, which obviously is not going to happen. The elf is taking his mules and going through the magic portal to the crags. Where he is safe. The ghoul, where is he going? He's gonna go pick up a sword? He is. He's going to drop the amulet. Okay, For my turn, I advance 1 space. And that's the end of my turn. Nothing happens on this space. You can't enter it without a Talisman. It's the, you must be this tall to ride this run deck. He rolls less than 9. He's allowed to stay in that space. And he has plenty of followers that he can throw out to the vampire. So he shouldn't have to worry at all about the space. He does only have 3 lives, but he should take no damage from this. The elf gains a point of craft. And the ghoul is going back to the shrine. Where he gains a spell. Uh-oh, the ghoul is targeting somebody. Probably me. It's probably a mobilization. Oh, it's random. Well, this is why I say fate. Because rolling a 1 on random is pretty poor. What happens? 3. Lose all craft. I have 5. And I have +3 from here. The only problem is, I would then lose to the wizard. However, if I roll a 1 and become a toad, I lose everything. So, I'm going to say that's fine. I'm not going to reroll it. I'm down to 6 craft, but I can now move to the center space. Once I am here, I stay here for the rest of the game. And every turn, I cast the command spell. The command spell basically boils down to, on my turn, every player except for me has a half and half chance to lose a point of life. Nothing happens to them on this turn. I can also reroll it if I want to. Now the wizard has to move on to the vampire space. He will lose 3 lives, unless he gives up. Okay, so he loses 1 life. And he kept the maiden, which I don't blame him. If he's going to win this game, he's going to need the maiden's help. Because the ghoul crippled my craft. So the wizard actually has the clear advantage. The only problem the wizard is going to face is the fact that every time my turn comes up and I fight him, I will automatically beat him and gain a life. So this game might actually persist for a length of time. It will entirely depend on how the wizard fares in the pits, as well as the result of my next 2 command spells. If I roll a success here and deal a damage, the wizard's chances of winning drop astronomically. Do I want to fate that? I have 2 points. I'm going to fate that. Okay. We deal 1 damage to every other player. The wizard is down to 1 life. The ghoul is down to 2 lives. And the elf is down to 7 lives. That is the tedium that I was referring to earlier, is I may have to sit here and chew through all 7 of the elves' lives, one at a time, every turn. The wizard shouldn't have a problem here. In fact, I don't know if he can really lose. Even with that, the best they can roll is a 10. Yeah. Wizard is one step closer. Where's the elf going? He's gonna go fight a crappy little craft monster. It kind of is all coming down to this next command spell. If the wizard can reach me, he can potentially cause some problems. But he is one successful command spell away from losing the game. In all likelihood, this game is going to boil down to the elf wandering the board by himself, doing stupid elf things, while I hurl fireballs at him from the middle space. Okay. Does the wizard live? Does the wizard die? You've cheated this entire game, wizard. Is this where your comeuppance happens? Is this where you get your just desserts? Ha 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 ha! Get out of my game, wizard. Your cheating was no match for me. Elf, ghoul, you can lose lives as well. Yeah, he actually could have caused some problems if he had survived. But the one who's going to cause problems is the elf. Ghoul, don't heal. Don't roll a 5. Don't fate that. Ghoul. Good job. You basically did nothing. Alright. Ghoul, now it is your turn. This little tick down, whenever I cast a command spell, absolutely irritates me. Like you would not believe. I'm still not going to fate that. I don't know if anybody has spells, but I know that they can gain them, and I don't want them to cast spells on me. And it isn't like that one fate point is going to go a long way towards chewing through this anyway. So, better to save it. I was hoping they would fight each other. Ooh, Pestilence. Oh, Ghoul, you ruin everything. Pestilence would have taken 1 life from each person in this room, which would have killed the Ghoul for me, and weakened the elf. The only nice thing is that there's 1 fewer person to take turn, so it goes a little quicker now. Command spell. Guess what, Ghoul? Now it's your turn. Commanded. Get out of my game, ghoul. Elf, you can lose a life. Okay. If the elf was a real player, he would probably bow out, and the game would be over. Unfortunately, these are AI. So, this could take a while. I hope you're in it for the long haul, because, well, sadly, I am. There's a lot of expansions of this game that a lot of them look fairly interesting. So I might buy those. See what else they add to the game. And I'm kind of enjoying playing this and recording it, even though it was a sleep-deprived, induced decision. Good. Take a damage, Elf. I don't know. It's relaxing to play this and record it. So, I'll probably buy those. At least... Okay, so there are a staggering number of characters and additional cards that you can buy for this. But 4 of the expansions have additional boards that they add. And they do so by placing them along the corners. So one expansion puts a board down in this area, one expansion puts a board in this area, and you get the point. I'm kind of interested to see what a game would look like using all 4 of the expansion boards. The only one that I've had any experience with is Forest, because it was free to play and try. Last week? It might still be. I don't remember. But that is the board that goes down here in the lower right. I'm getting lucky with these ones. Alpha's taking a lot of damage. And I'm fairly certain that each of the board expansions also comes with a host of characters, and I don't think it adds anything to the main game outside of just the cards that, by default... Oh, look. It's going to be his 5th mule, I think. No, he... Where did his mules go? Where did his mules go? I was talking... Oh, maybe... No? I'll have to go back and watch and see what he did with them. Huh. Okay, well, enough wasting time. But I know there are other expansions that modify the core deck in some way. I'm not entirely sure how. Ugh. I'll just leave it be. And I'm not entirely sure how interested I am in those. But I'm definitely interested in the additional boards. And there's also an expansion that redoes the main board. I'm not sure how. It doesn't, change the structure of it, I don't think. It stays the same 3 rings and a center. But I imagine it might shuffle the spaces, or just create new spaces, or something like that. Oh boy. See, this is what I was talking about as far as it being tedious. It's no fun for me, and it would be no fun for the person playing as the elf. So we would come to the mutual agreement of the assassin wins, the game is over. but the artificial intelligence does not know when to quit. And being that I'm still here too, I guess I don't know when to quit either, so I don't know what that says about me. But I'm determined to finish things that I start. Alright, Elf. Oh my goodness. Took a damage somewhere, I think. He's down to 2 lives. Unfortunately, he also has gold now, so he can go get healed if he rolls a 6. Heal up to 2 lives for 1 gold. Oh boy. Elf, you are making me earn this. Alright. He's back down to 2. It also occurs to me there are other things I could record with this channel. Other games I can play. It doesn't have to be all Talisman. Don't gain a life, Elf. Okay, you can teleport somewhere. Oh, he can heal for free there, I forgot, because he's good. But he has to get past the ghost first. Come on, ghost. I hate you so much, Elf. He heals up to 4. Great. My birds are having a fit in the other room. They don't like the elf either. Now, what could happen is the elf could survive long enough to get his stats up and come challenge me. However, as soon as he leaves the safety of the outer ring, his ability to heal and gain lives back becomes much lower. Yeah. Fighting good characters at the end of the game is brutal, because they can simply continuously land on the chapel and get free lives. There is a house rule that says when someone is on the Crown of Command, the center space, other players can no longer gain lives. And part of me feels like that's not in the spirit of the game. Part of me feels like it definitely would help with situations like this. Because it pretty much guarantees that once one person reaches the middle space, the game ends within a few turns. Let me guess, Elf, you're gonna find gold here. No, you're gonna find a dragon. You're gonna find a goblin. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, at least this video will be longer than only a few minutes, because the last video was pretty long. And it would be weird to post an incredibly long video followed by something that's only a few minutes. Even if this endgame content is just pure annoyance. We get to watch and witness the slow, inevitable decline of the annoying elf. His 3 or 4 mules are not going to save him now. Me rolling a 1 will save him now, but those mules, I hope they were worth all the money you spent, Elf. I hope they were worth it. Because look at you now. Look at you now, Elf. You have 2 life. And a prince. 2 life. You can't get into the door. You can't reach me. All you can do is wander the outer edge of the map, constantly healing, making me and anybody watching this hate you. Possibly even more than we hated the wizard. The wizard, at least, had the decency to die. He made a ballsy play. He tried. You... What are you even doing? You have no money, Elf. None. You're poor. You spent it all on mules. When you should have spent it on things like not die. Oh boy. I hate that the elf is being validated. I hate that he thinks he's doing good. Yeah, you can't afford spells, Elf. You have no money. Come on, 4, 5, or 6. Knock him down to 1 life. Then he's 1 bad event, or 1 bad fight, away from death. Are you kidding me? You're not kidding me. Elf. Get ignored, Elf. Get ignored. The Mystic doesn't want anything to do with you. He ignores you. Look at that. He doesn't even want to tell you that you're good anymore, because he doesn't believe it, Elf. He doesn't believe that you're good. What you're doing. Look at the misery you are causing so many people. You are not good. Finally. Down to 1 life. Can you feel it, Elf? Can you feel the walls closing in? Can you? It's about time you picked that up. Alright. Here it comes. Here it comes. The death of the elf. It's within my grasp. Is it going to happen? Will the elf live another turn? Why do I hype it up when I know what the answer is? Of course he lives another turn. He's the elf. He buys mules. Elf. What are you even hoping to accomplish? You gain a craft. Good for you. Alright, Elf. It has to be this turn. This has to be your last turn. This is getting ridiculous. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not fading it. You're not worth it, Elf. You're not worth my last point of fate. Round 71. Oh my. Your poor elf. Stop drawing Market Day. I could buy something. I don't care. I don't want to buy anything. I just want the game to end. It would have been more entertaining if the wizard had reached me. Oh my goodness. How long will you prolong this, elf? How long? How long will you spend doing absolutely nothing productive on your turn? Except going to stores when you have 0 gold. Oh, finally. Oh my goodness. Finally. Elf, take a hike. Oh, okay. Well, that is Talisman. And I will definitely start a new game. As somebody other than the assassin, there are plenty of characters to go through. Ooh. I level up. So, when you level up, you can pick a runestone. This is completely outside of the board game version, I'm fairly certain. There is no such thing as leveling up in that. There is no such thing as runestones. Unless they were added in some expansion. And basically, whatever I pick modifies how I play the game. If I pick resistance, whenever I turn into a toad for 3 turns, I'm only a toad for 2 turns. If I pick power, I don't need to trade in strength trophies at 7, I need to trade them in at 6. Excuse me, at 6. And alertness means I never miss a turn when I roll a 1 at the tavern. I'll take alertness. And I'll take alertness because I don't plan on ever using that. This reminds me of at the end of Mario Party, when it gives you the reward for most, like, stars had, or most special dice rolled, or whatever. Okay. Well, I am going to start another game, but it isn't going to be right now. Instead, I'm just going to end this video here, and say that I hope you enjoyed watching me slowly strangle the elf as much as I enjoyed doing it. And hopefully, in the next game, we won't have a cheating wizard, we won't have a comedy relief ghoul, and we won't have an elf with a thing for mules. Hopefully we'll have some variety, but I set it to random, so who knows. So, until then, I will see you around.